you've all been waiting for.
Oh shit, oh shit, oh
Please
shit.
welcome the Pelbros Podcast.
Yeah, boy. What's up, what's up, what's up? Episode number 41, checking in, tuning in. It's the Pelbros in the His House. Your boy, as always, Randy W. And we got the co-host.
Yo, James here.
Sick,
Timing.
yeah. This is an official celebration, right? I guess wrapping up the season officially, and at the same time too, our number one boy got a championship now. What's his name?
Jrue Holiday, yeah. Congratulations, Jrue Holiday. You have a round of applause?
Yeah, true.
It's
I actually don't. I was considering to get it, but I actually don't. No.
got to keep it organic for now.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, pretty much what we predicted, what we had hoped, our hopes and dreams from last week have basically come to fruition, have come true. So with the Bucks winning in 6, and yeah, I mean we've pretty much lifted the curse.
Yeah.
Of us predicting certain teams to take the series. And yeah, Bucks just coming back huge after going down 0-2 against the Suns. And I think they came back and won 4 in a row, which is pretty mind-boggling.
Yeah, that is what happened.
Yeah, and take out the series. But yeah, I mean, overall, crazy series from the Bucks, crazy series from Giannis himself. I think, obviously, Finals MVP, he's the one that we got to give the props to. And we both watched him in that last game just absolutely tear it up. 50 points, 14 rebounds. 50 points on a closeout game in a finals game is pretty unbelievable. Like can't remember the last time we saw that.
Yeah, don't forget 5 fucking blocks from the man himself.
Yeah, it's crazy. His defense was crazy. Pretty much a highlight reel, both on offense and defense, and also the free throws.
Oh, yeah.
The guy became freaking Steph Curry from the free throw line. It's crazy. Let me get the official box score here.
17 for 19 from the free throw. Man was a
crazy.
machine.
Crazy.
Yeah. And he even hit a 3-pointer too, bro.
Yeah, and doing it all at home, which is obviously what you wanted. Get to celebrate with the home crowd. Absolutely unbelievable series, man. It's crazy. It felt like it didn't feel like, apart from defense, it didn't feel like he was like that dominating in the game. But in the end, he still got 50 points. And to be fair, the Suns were always kind of sort of in it. They were like close, especially going into the first 3 quarters. But yeah, they just managed to find a way in that last 4th quarter to keep him just at bay. I know Middleton hit like a pretty clutch shot in the last few minutes. Even though he didn't have the best game. And Jrue as well. Jrue just came up with clutch play after clutch play, even though he was pretty much cold from offense. But yeah,
I got 4 steals. 4 steals though. 4 steals when he needed it.
Yeah, definitely kill on defense. But yeah, aside from that, what else did you see from this, Ryan?
Man, it was just a fucking crazy fucking series. I mean, as much as the past few episodes we've just been, shitting on Chris Paul, Devin Booker, Phoenix Suns in general, we have to tip our hat off to these guys. They were, had an incredible fucking performance, incredible fucking player front up to this point. So there's definitely no losers here. And, to that guy I randomly fucking met who's a Phoenix Suns, fan in the hostel. Yeah, bro. Now who's laughing, mate? Now who's laughing, bro? My boy Jrue Holiday is a fucking has a ring now. What you know about that?
Yeah, that guy, whatever his name is, whoever you are out there, obviously you're listening. Won't be too happy with obviously Devin Booker's performance. 8 from 22 from the field, 19 points. Didn't turn up when they needed him, but like you said, no real losers out of this. The Suns had a pretty incredible performance throughout the playoffs, obviously going up against injured teams, but in the end, look where the flopping and the complaining and bitching about fouls got you.
Yo,
4 L's in a
tell
row.
him.
4 L's in a row.
Yo. Yeah, that's 4 in a row. Yeah, I was gonna say though, big shout out though to obviously everyone else on the fucking roster for the Bucks. Obviously, Brook Lopez had that fucking game versus Atlanta, I guess, where people were like, oh shit, Giannis is down. What the fuck's going on? So, all the pieces definitely had their own kind of what do you call it? Like chipping in effort throughout the entire playoff run and throughout the entire season in general. But I do want to give a big shout out to PJ Tucker. You were showing me that video of him pumping the champagne, fucking Milwaukee Dogs, not the Bucks. It's fucking funny, man. And obviously Bobby Portis, Fucking, the man himself. He's like what we wish Kenrick Williams could have been, Or he's like a rich man's Josh Hart almost too, in that sense.
Yeah, true. No, I
But
think when it comes to these series, it's always the playoffs. There's always that one guy or one or two guys who don't necessarily always get minutes or don't have a stellar regular season that just come out in the playoffs and just turn up and give them exactly what they need. And I think Bobby
yeah,
Portis was definitely that guy. Pat Connaughton, yeah, in some games, but in that last game,
this
pretty
game,
much
yeah,
ice cold.
he went 0 for 4 from 3, but overall he was amazing. The thing is,
Yeah,
despite
throughout the
that,
other
look at his
games.
look at his rebounds though. He's still got 8 rebounds. I did see him get some really clutch fucking offensive rebounds in the final game. So there's definitely no fucking losers here.
Yeah,
Like
they're just hustling,
everyone did their thing. Yeah,
hustling like crazy. And yeah, Bobby Portis definitely. He was just a menace. He was just grabbing boards. He was scoring buckets. He was just giving them trouble. Overall, just a crazy, crazy series. Bucks definitely deserved it. Obviously, had to tip a hat off to the fact that Giannis and Chris Middleton did it with their team that they've been with for 8 years,
yeah.
which is crazy for them to think about that. They've been together
For a
8
small
years.
market team, yeah.
They've been hustling since literally started from the bottom when Giannis came in like skinny, just tall Greek guy. No one really knew him, but he just improved every single year, grabbing those MVPs, grabbing those Defensive Player of the Year awards, always being talked shit for not being able to turn up in the playoffs, not having a chip, and then he goes and does it with his team, his small market team. So pretty crazy, and just gives me hope that if we make the right moves, if we just figure it out in the next 3
Yeah,
to 5 years. I think we were saying 2026 anyway. If we figure it out in the next 3 to 5 years, then we can be in the same position as them, no doubt.
yeah. That's actually, I actually did write this specific note down in terms of like, can we at New Orleans Pelicans, can we replicate the same things that the Bucks have done in which bringing the championship to a small market team? Can we do it? I mean, we do have good talent, right? Like, what the fuck, boys? Let's make some fucking moves.
Yeah, for sure. There's definitely some potential, but we'll definitely go into a deep dive of that on a later episode or even on a YouTube video. So stay
But
tuned on
still on a
on
high
the
level
YouTube
though,
channel.
on a high level though, what would you say? Do you
Yeah, I
think we
reckon on a high
can?
level. I reckon on a high level, it's going to take a lot. It's honestly going to take a lot. What I hope that the front office, and not even just the front office, I hope what the players take out of it, like Zion and Bi, is that they watch this series and they think they just need a bit of patience, they just need a bit of dedication, and they can get there with the right pieces, with the right moves. And you can tell that Jrue move was definitely the one that took them over the edge. So who knows? Yeah, like obviously right now we've got Lonzo, but it's coming off contract. We've got guys like Josh Hart, which we'd like to see them stick around. We do like them as players, but in the end, it could just be as simple as letting go of some of the pieces that unfortunately you might like, and then just
To
to
get a
make the
big
moves to
name.
win. Yeah, just to get the big name, just to get that next player. It's gonna actually take you to the next level. So
Yeah, because that's what I'm thinking, man. I feel as if even on this exact same like off season we're going into right now, I feel as if we could make a major move, and obviously we'd have to sacrifice a bunch of pieces. Hopefully Eric Bledsoe, maybe Steven Adams, but also Bledsoe, and so that we could get like a really, I don't want to say like you were saying like a Damian Lillard, but even like Kyle Lowry. I think you were mentioning that too. Just these kind of names. Like we could be getting, like just like we could be making like one big move, and we could be like, I don't want to say contending, but we should be making the fucking playoffs. Like we should have fucking last season, to be honest. How many fucking games we were up by like fucking 25 or some shit we blew? I think we had the biggest record, right? So we got rid of Stan, and now we've got, what's his name? Willie Green, was it?
yeah, Willie Green's officially been announced as a coach now that the series is over. Ex-player. So yeah, it will be exciting to see what happens.
And he's coming from that Suns finals run, so that's fucking amazing. That's good momentum to bring.
He's been obviously working with Monty, and Monty used to coach the Pels, so there's definitely some connections around. Interestingly enough, Willie Green, when he played, Fred Vinson was still the assistant coach, and now he's coming to head coach for the Pelicans while Fred. So it's almost as if people around Fred have moved up in the world potentially, and Fred's, I don't know, maybe he wants to stay as assistant, maybe he wants respect. Shout out to Fred, but still, it's just funny. It's just kind of crazy for me to see that he coached this player, and now this player has become his head coach. But yeah, interesting that you bring up Kyle Lowry because I have been reading some tweets and all those kind of articles and rumors about how, yeah, we could make a play for Kyle Lowry. It's possible. It definitely shape up our team a bit and give us I'd say playoff pedigree, maybe not contending.
Yeah, that's a good way to say it. Playoff pedigree, yeah.
And I think he can take us there. We've seen what Kyle Lowry can do, but it really will depend on that contract of his. I think he's almost earning like 30 mil or something. So taking him on, even if we sign and, well, I don't know, trade a few pieces, we're going to be taking on that contract. So it's a risk, but at this point, I just think we need to make the playoffs more than anything, because if we go through a few more seasons without making the playoffs, we all know what's going to happen. Zion's going to move to another team and he's going to win a chip the next season. So that happened with AD, so that happened with Jrue. Obviously, we don't want that.
And then basically after all that happens, Pelicans, we're gonna go to, I guess, to the backyard, just where it's a bit dark, kill ourselves. That's pretty much suicide. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty dark, but it's the truth. Yeah, once you lose Zion, then obviously BI will go, and then what really will we have left? Probably shit all. Yeah, you could argue that we have a lot of picks. We're going to draft someone, but come on, Zion's a generational talent. How many generational talents are going to be left?
Hey, bro, we've still got Kyron Lewis Jr. Oh, who knows? He may have even been traded by that point, to be honest.
Exactly. Well, I thought you were going to say someone like super trash at the bottom. Like, yeah, we still got.
Imagine we get like Solomon Hill back, bro, and it just turns around everything, and then. I mean, like, it's really, really good, but then like Zion leaves and we just blow it all up, and like Solomon Hills is the last piece left. It's just like, what the fuck, eh?
Yeah, crazy. But yeah, definitely. Hopefully, if anything, yeah, this series from the Bucks just inspires hope. Gives us, it literally lays the platform for other teams, small market teams, that you can't make that excuse about being a small market. Be patient with your players. Players also have to be patient, but work on it, grind on it. Commit yourself. Obviously, have Giannis, who's a generational player, but in the end, it's definitely possible. And you need a bit of luck with injuries because all the other teams drop like flies.
Yeah, man.
But overall, yeah. Any other thoughts on the series, or even like the whole playoffs in general? Because we're pretty much capping off the season. Now this is officially over. This is probably going to be the last episode about the actual NBA season.
Yeah. No, all I wanted to say because you were talking about how the Bucks and Giannis, these guys are showing the small market teams that there is hope down the tunnel. I guess there's a light at the end of the tunnel. However, obviously next season we're going to be getting, Brooklyn Nets led GM going to make some fucking moves too. Like Golden State Warriors are going to be fucking back. It's just going to be fucked next season anyway. And like you said, luck with the injuries and whatnot. But what I wanted to say, rather than just like a small market kind of thing, I wanted to say this was a victory for, what's the best way to say it? Fuck, I'm gonna just say it. Like, this is a victory for real niggas out there, because think about it, right? That's what fucking Giannis, like, that's what Giannis is, right? And that's not even like a derogatory term or whatever. This is like such a respectful kind of term. Like, this man here is a real nigga. He's stuck by his word, right? He kept at it. They made some fucking moves, and here he is. He fucking potentially getting himself into the like GOAT conversations now. Maybe not to that extent, but obviously with his accolades, it's fucking amazing, right? At such a young age. But the main thing is that like he stuck by his word, and look what happened, right? So I feel as if this is like a huge kind of thing, just like a generational flaw, maybe like a societal flaw with the Western world, Western culture, whatever, what it quote unquote means to be a man, especially nowadays with just me chilling the fuck out is somehow, I don't know, toxic, mansplaining. I don't want to get into that shit right now. But what I'm trying to say though is that like what this playoffs has showed me is that the real niggas still win. As opposed to everyone else. Just like nowadays, I feel as if society as a whole, just majority of the people you're gonna meet are just gonna be fake as fuck. Like bitch niggas, right? And that's kind of like I feel as if what AD did. Sure, I have my respect for AD and whatnot, but kind of like how he let's not beat around the bush. He bitched it, right? Would you not agree that he bitched it, James?
Yeah, I can agree.
Yeah. So he bitched it. Giannis didn't bitch it, and I mean, both of them got like a chip or whatnot, but Giannis's chip is like worth 100 billion times more than any of these fucking super team kind of chips, So big fucking shout out, respect to Giannis, and that's what I say. Not just as like a small market kind of thing, but just as like a respect to his level of like integrity, because that in itself should be like what is teaching the younger generation, like like showing himself as a role model as opposed to just a small market thing, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that's some real talk, man. You just
Yeah.
fucking 100% agree. No, he definitely, like you said, stuck to his word, stayed loyal. Obviously, his patience was tested at times, and finals, playoff run after playoff run where they were missing out, and they couldn't get to that next level. There was always obviously the off-season rumors and where he's going to go. I think the year before this year was definitely probably the most we heard about it, and oh, he's going to leave, he's
Yeah.
going to ask to be traded until he signed that supermax or that extension. So it's pretty crazy, and I think the other thing is what we're seeing taking effect in the league right now. Obviously, is you've got what's worked and the blueprint from Bucks, and then you've got other teams where you've seen the blueprint is not working. I think the example of that is Damian Lillard, right? The guy
Yeah.
wants to stay loyal. He's talked always about being loyal and sticking with one team, and his patience is getting hella tested at the moment because the organization has struggled to make moves. They just haven't made the right pieces. Obviously, they've been fucked by injuries a bit. Who hasn't? But they haven't gotten the right pieces around Lillard while he's there. I think they gave a fat contract to CJ, which hasn't really helped them.
I
And
reckon
just
they
haven't.
could. Sorry, I was gonna say, man. Like, if you're talking about this specifically, I did have an idea. I feel as if they were to move CJ and obviously some other pieces, I reckon it could be a really really big like issue in at Portland. Like, they could actually keep Dame at Portland, if that makes sense. Because I feel as if you just get him with like a better co-star second guy, and don't get me wrong, CJ is fucking amazing, but if you could get someone like a bit more upgraded. I don't want to say like Bradley Beal, but you get what I'm trying to say. Like, if you can get an extra jump, then you guys could be a serious fucking issue, I reckon.
Yeah, for sure. And I think it took to the point where there were so many rumors about how he wanted to leave, and it sounded like he was dead set gonna leave. There was all this shit like, oh, he's gonna talk about his future, he's eyeing out these franchises and stuff like that. It's gone to that point because his patience has hit the limit. He hasn't seen the organization make enough moves to get pieces around him, and obviously he's gone to the point of he's probably him and his crew are probably starting these rumors, putting it out to the media that he wants to leave, just so that it pressures the Portland Trailblazers to make their moves. And obviously the firing of the coach is one, but just overall, yeah, you just got to get the blueprint right. You got to stick with your guys, but also get the right pieces around them. And yeah, the Bucks did it. Took guys like Bobby Portis when nobody wanted him. Um, you know, he's gone through his controversies, punched Miricic, Titch. Everyone thinks he's
Yeah,
crazy
yeah,
and
yeah.
shit. But they took a gamble, took him on board, and that's what they needed. Obviously, made the moves for Drew, gave up a bunch of their picks and stuff, which could have derailed their future. But in the end, it was all worth it, even for one chip. Even if they fuck up the next 5 years, the fact that they got the one championship after 50 years,
50 years, boy.
it all becomes worth it. And
Yeah.
at this point, honestly, for us Pels fans, we would do anything for a finals run, let alone a chip. I think we're currently second or third in the team for the longest amount of years without a finals berth.
Yeah, true. Because I know like we're one of the few teams that haven't ever been to the finals, or not even conference finals, have we?
Yeah, it might have even been conference finals that stat
Yeah.
was. I know it's Charlotte because it was the Clippers before. It was Clippers, Charlotte, and then us, I think. And then now Clippers have
No, it's
made it.
just us two.
It's
Yeah.
just us two, yeah.
And we pretty much like we're both kind of like half the same organization too. So it's just like it's just
Yeah.
us.
The only difference a clear difference I'll say is at least Charlotte were looking to make a playoffs run. They were pretty much in that 4 to 8
Yeah,
position on the
true,
table for
true, true.
ages, and then they just got fucked by injuries, and that obviously we now with the new coaching, it's going to make a huge difference. Hopefully, he connects better with the players than Stan. Hopefully, he's better than Alvin at running plays. We really just need, really, that's the start. Get a good coach in, and hopefully the rest of it sorts itself out. And then, yeah, got to make some moves. We'll see what happens with Lonzo this off season. But one can dream, right? We at least followed our boy Jrue in this playoff run, and we lived vicariously through him, and we felt the hype when they won that chip.
Yeah, I'm pretty much like 90% like confirmed that I'm going to get a Jrue Holiday Bucks jersey in that specific uniform that he won Game 6 in. Because yeah, I think it's only like what 150, 130 or so on the official NBA store. So fuck it, bro. Like, when else can I buy an official Jrue Holiday jersey? Like, it's not gonna, I'm probably gonna struggle to get anyone apart from Zion Williamson official jersey on NBA.com, because New Orleans, like, who gives a shit about everyone else? I mean, obviously Lonzo Ball, but still,
True.
like, it's the joke. I was gonna say, man, talking about what you're saying too, I do want to just quickly put this back in there again. So yeah, I remember when it was announced, Giannis signed the Supermax. I don't know which one happened first. If it was that, or if it was they traded for Jrue Holiday. But either way, the general kind of, I guess, word on the street, right? Within the NBA community, or fangirls, I should call them, was just like, oh my God, freaking, like, what the fuck, man? Like, what's his fucking face? David Griffin fucking like finesse and shit, like fucking, Jrue Holiday is definitely not worth that much, bro. Like, all these fucking, everyone's like thinking like we got such a steal, and on top of that, like, it's such a bad trade for fucking, for the Bucks. Yeah, the flip side was that, when that was announced, me and James fucking dropped the fucking, I guess, reaction / I guess, discussion video on that specific topic.
Honest
And
thoughts, I think it was.
Sorry?
It's like Pelicans fans, like, honest thoughts.
Yeah, honest thoughts. Yeah, exactly. And we kind of said the complete opposite of that. We were saying like, what the fuck? Like, we're getting fucking dicked on here. We didn't get shit, because like, we know how fucking valuable Jrue is. And look, these guys fucking won our championship. So like, what the fuck? Shut the fuck up. And all those picks we got, that's what I was trying to say to you too, James. Doesn't it kind of like not really mean as much shit, because these guys are going to be such like high seated this like for the next fucking 10 years?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the whole point of people believing that David Griffin finessed them was they were under the impression that the Bucks obviously weren't going to win, and that at some point Giannis would leave after being unhappy with losing.
Yeah.
And once he leaves, the Bucks have a shit record, and then those picks convert to really good picks. But yeah, in the end, I don't know, maybe at the very end of his contract, there's a chance of Giannis leaving, but at this stage, it's completely unlikely. They're just going to keep running it back until they can hopefully, think that they can contend for another one, or they already think that they can, because pretty much at that celebration, Giannis was saying like, yeah, we're going to go for another one and shit like that. So yeah, in the end, we're the losers. We come out looking like idiots.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, all we have to say is, bro, it doesn't matter what else we got. The only thing you have to know is that they got Jrue and a championship ring.
Yeah.
We got Eric Bledsoe. It doesn't matter what else is there. That's the facts at the end of the fucking day. So I don't give a fucking shit like, that's what I'm trying to say. And also what you were saying just then too, James. Basically, that just shows to me that, yeah, this NBA community, fangirl community, whatever, it's just a bunch of fucking bitches. They think like fucking bitches too. They got like bitch mentality. They're like, oh no, what the fuck? Like, these guys are so fucking dumb. Don't you fucking get it? Fucking Giannis is obviously going to fucking leave to the Lakers. Didn't you listen to fucking Stephen A. Smith? Shit. Stuff like that, It's just like, they're just thinking like fucking bitches, bro. Versus us, we're coming here thinking like some motherfucking real niggas as per usual. And yo, look who's right. Like, how many when was it announced? It wasn't a year ago, right? It was like, what, 4 or 5 months ago, 6 months? When was the start of the season?
Man, I've lost track of time. Probably was quite a while ago. Yeah, probably more than 6 months, to be honest, if we even track back to that video. But anyways, I just wanted to add on top of that. Yeah, it's funny how
sorry, it was December.
Yeah, shit. So pretty much 7-8 months. But yeah, it's funny how the script kind of flipped on Bledsoe, where everyone kind of thought that he could give us the same output as Jrue. And then in the end, look what's happened. The whole fan base hates him now. Everyone who, was talking him up probably regrets it now. But in the end, yeah.
At the end, everyone a bunch of bitches.
Bucks win a chip, and we're here twiddling our thumbs. So
Yeah. So I
yeah, I
guess
mean,
this would
overall,
be sorry.
no, you go for it.
So
Go for it.
Bucks in 6. And then what do you call it? Pels with Eric Bledsoe. There
That's
we go.
perfect.
Continue.
That's perfect.
Continue.
That's mate. That's a perfect Instagram soundbite right there.
And then I got another one too. Pelbros correct as per fucking usual, keeping it real. The rest of the
Yeah.
NBA community, a bunch of fucking bitches. And what? Guess what else? What else? These guys are just gonna fumble the fucking bag always because they ain't fucking shit. But here, the Pelbros, what does it sound like? I'm gonna leave it at that.
Nah, you're pretty much accurate. Yeah, overall, I think that kind of caps off the season, recaps everything. Definitely a very hyped playoff series, or not just series itself, the whole playoff tournament. Yes,
Yeah,
finally
it was
exciting
amazing.
to get different
Crowds.
teams in there.
We got fucking crowds, bro.
Yeah, true. And just having different teams. Just everyone's sick
Yeah.
of the Lakers when they're healthy. Everyone's sick of Cavs, Warriors, especially. Great to see just completely new teams. Like we said, the Bucks hadn't won in 50 years, which is crazy. Obviously, we had the Cavs also do the same thing a couple years ago, but just hope to see more of that. Obviously injuries are going to play a part, but just hope to see. Maybe the Suns had a miracle run this year, but maybe they just struggle to run it back next year because the West comes out even way too strong, and hopefully the Pels are in there somewhere in the mix. But
Hey.
even the East, maybe some other teams are challenging. Just want to see some competition and yeah, I think really what we took out of this is obviously once that Clippers series ended, we were kind of like, oh yeah, let's see how it goes. It is what it is. But in the end, that Suns and Bucks series and the level of competition and just the way they play, it's just took us back, drew us back in, and we watched some of the best games that we've kind of ever seen. So
That is true. And we definitely also witnessed some of like Jrue Holiday's like career games too. Best games of his career. So that was fucking amazing. Yeah, man. Fucking sick playoffs and shit though. Fuck, I was gonna say something, but I forgot. Fuck. What were you just saying before?
about other teams getting into the mix, like teams we haven't really seen in the playoffs and shit.
Yeah. But then after that, do you remember? Or was there anything else? Oh my god.
Not really.
Fuck. Cause I was gonna spit just then, bro. Fuck. Can't remember now. It's part of the game, my friend. Part of the game.
Have a think about it, but I'll just say one quick final word is overall, an absolute L for the Pelicans season. So that was shit. That sucked. I'd say a pretty solid NBA season despite the injuries. A great playoff series. So, and in the end, an awesome Pelbros season. We dished out the content. We kept
Hey.
it going, and yeah, overall we're just getting better and better. Now we've got some upgrades in production. Shout out to Craig. And yeah, we'll just keep getting better and better, and we'll be definitely be dropping some more content. So keep up on our socials, Instagram, YouTube, wherever you listen to us. Yeah, you know where to find us.
Yeah, it still hasn't come back to me, but what I will say is just shout out to fucking Jrue Holiday. Obviously,
Yep.
Pelbro is keeping it real as per usual. Hopefully next season, like you said, we can make some fucking moves and actually get into the fucking playoffs. Because okay, I think I kind of remember what I was gonna say. I was gonna say something about basically the Suns. You did mention how, what do you call it? Like next season, the West is going to get more red hot. Like I already mentioned, like Golden State Warriors, all these other people.
Yep.
I doubt Rockets are going to make a crazy fucking move, but you're going to have even Portland Trailblazers, something like that, right? So Lakers, obviously. So it's going to be like the wild, wild west again. But having said that, do you reckon? Because there is rumors. I doubt it would actually happen, but people are rumoring that Chris Paul might go to like Lakers, or just Chris Paul will fuck off in general from the Suns. Like, A, do you think that's going to happen? And then B, do you think that the Suns can actually like this is like as far as the Suns are going to go with this like core at least?
That is a good question. That is a loaded question as well.
Especially considering if like the Bucks start, like Nets start like fucking just murdering everyone.
Yeah, honestly, I think it won't surprise me at all if CP3 makes a move. I'll say that just because, he's not dumb. He'll know that his time is coming up. He needs to kind of walk away with the championship, obviously to satisfy his own competitiveness but overall for his legacy. I don't know how his contract works. I think it's pretty expensive, so I don't know how teams could afford it and stuff, like a team like the Lakers. But I could definitely see him at some point moving to another team, like a super team. And obviously the Lakers would make the most sense because he's good friends with LeBron James. Whether that will happen next season, I'm not 100% sure. I feel like he'd at least give it a chance to run it back at least once. You can kind of see the potential that they have. DeAndre Ayton's potentially looking like a star, especially around CP3. It's just about getting that consistency, maybe making one or two pieces or moves. But they definitely were lacking in big man size when Dario Saric went down. But yeah, overall, I think if I had to pick, I think they'll give it 1 year to run it back, and then after that, he'll fuck off to a super team. Which is
If it
probably
don't
the
work out. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Man, okay. It's come back to me. Now I know what it is. And I'm happy to end it on this too, especially to end this like the season with the playoff run with et cetera, et cetera. Basically, I can't even believe it just came back to me. I'm like, bro, I was just like, oh, it's lost. It's a lost hope. But I'm like, fuck, well, it just came back, Sometimes it just happens like that. Basically, you do recall, I think it was the last episode I was talking about how, because you did mention the Clippers getting exited, and then after that, I was a bit like I lost the I got gut punched, like I lost the wind out of me, right?
Yep.
Basically my what I realized what the issue was because I felt as if the Clippers was like the last real team in the playoffs that was giving you those quote unquote like NBA where amazing happens like fucking moments, right? And that's true, right? Like we were just getting fucking moment after moment of that with the Clippers, which was really fucking great. But then after they had died, it kind of seemed as if it was gone. But when I mentioned this in the last episode, I brought it up because we just witnessed fucking Giannis do, that fucking maybe one of the all-time fucking great blocks in like finals, like, or even just NBA history in general, right? In game 4, right? And then after that, think about how many more quote unquote where amazing happens fucking moments we've had. The next fucking game, Jrue Holiday fucking balls out, right? And then at the end, these guys get to steal the fucking game at Phoenix's home, right? But basically, what I'm trying to say is like that last fucking stretch down, like where Jrue Holiday gets the fucking steal, and then obviously the alley over to fucking Giannis, and that's pretty much fucking game. Mate, that was fucking such an amazing fucking moment, right? And then you can argue game 6. You could just say there's like how many fucking different moments there, just fucking Giannis doing what the fuck he does. Jrue, just everyone chipping in. Like it was great. It was just a great fucking game in general. So I feel as if the Bucks really brought back that playoff magic, that where amazing happens kind of magic, which the NBA I feel as if has almost kind of like lost for a bit, because I feel as if things have just gotten so predictable with what's his face, like the Warriors and shit for ages. Sure, we had that one run where what's the face? Where LeBron actually ended up winning a fucking chip. Oh, I shouldn't say LeBron. I should say Ty Lue. Oh yeah, and there's the Nuggets kind of shit too. But that's what I'm trying to say. I feel as if.
Oh, you're talking about back in the day with.
Yeah. Even still, like last season's playoffs was a bit like. Sure, you had the Cinderella run of fucking Miami getting into the fucking thing, but I feel as if it wasn't like as satisfying as this one, if that makes sense. And it's just because like it felt as if last season's playoffs in general, I was just a bit like turned off from it. Could have just been because I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, Pels? How do you not fucking make it? But still, in general though, I'm trying to say though, like this is definitely the most like what the Bucks had done this series, and I guess what the Bucks had kind of like sprinkled to actually end up getting the dub, right, over the Suns, because the Suns are a good team. It was just that quote unquote, like I said, like playoff magic, that where amazing happens, like X factor, right? And somehow, they had a bit of that sprinkled on them, and then fucking there you go, mate. Fucking won a fucking chip, first time 50 years.
Yeah, definitely. And like you said, we definitely see those moments from the Bucks. Aside from Giannis and Jrue putting on those moments, even Middleton having those fourth quarter fucking pop-offs where he became like Michael Jordan and shit.
Yeah, boy.
Some of those moments were crazy. It just wasn't. It's just a shame that stuff didn't happen with that team that regularly. Like Jrue would pop off one game and then Middleton will pop off one game, but they just couldn't get that ultimate synergy. But yeah, they definitely brought it back, and in the end gave us, like you said, those moments, amazing moments, and gave us a legacy defining chip, or gave the Bucks a legacy defining chip.
Yeah, I mean, they gave Jrue Holiday, so by
The audience,
some kind of
they gave the audience.
yeah, true. Everyone wins from that.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
my last thing too, bro, is like, what's the same freaking quote unquote like bitch fucking NBA community group, whatever. Like, I don't even know if it's these guys or if it's just the quote unquote media heads that are bringing this shit up, in which people are just talking shit about how, oh, it's bad for the NBA, it's bad for the league that there's no big market teams on the fucking finals. Like, get the fuck out of here with that bullshit, right? Like, and that's what I say. I don't know. Like, do you think that's like a bit of both, or do you reckon that's just mostly the media heads saying that shit because they're obviously getting paid under the table?
It's just the media heads, honestly, and I think there's a component of clickbait, and they just want to say the controversial shit. You know, the Stephen
True
A's
that.
and the whatever Skip Bayless and all that shit. They just want to say the bullshit that they know are going to get clicks. But I feel like they also say that to some extent because they just want to play to that crowd, right? They obviously know the big market teams, the Lakers and shit like that. They want to play to those crowds, those fans, and that's unfortunately where all the fans are, and that's where the numbers are. So in the end, they're just, you know, for lack of a better word, cocksucking up to those bigger markets. But yeah, I agree. I think we mentioned it in one of the older episodes, but that shit is bullshit. No one wants to hear that shit. It's amazing seeing these teams make these runs. We saw it last year with Nuggets. We're seeing it this year, and the Heat, and we're seeing it this year with all the teams that made it through. So yeah, fuck NBA media. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, but I also want to say too, although it may have been like it's more so a thing coming from the NBA media heads or whatever, I feel as if there are still inklings within the NBA community or the NBA fans that do agree or do heavily, like, they're radical fans of that shit. Like, that's like their personality. That's like their passion. Like, fuck these, like fuck these small market teams on the finals. Like, they actually have such a rage, right? And for those kind gentlemen and ladies, I have just something for you. All right. Yeah, but I reckon let's wrap it up with that, man.
Yeah, easy. But yeah, no, thanks for tuning in. That was definitely a loaded episode. We covered a lot of different topics, but just wanted to recap the season and the series. Give our boy Jrue a shout out. I know
he's an official champion now, man. Like, it hasn't even sunk in.
Yeah, I know if you're listening and you're probably sick of us talking about Jrue, but for real, he's like my favorite player. So yeah, he deserves his props, and the man balled out in the end, and he just grinded. I don't know if you saw it, Ryan, but he, in the speech, he gave a shout out to the Pelicans, and he was like, "New Orleans did me right" and shit. Yo, he's even like giving a shout out to the fucking organization that gave him a chance and shit. So
yeah, I was gonna say too. I feel as if Jrue winning that could be really, really good inspiration for our boys back home.
Yeah, 100%. They'll definitely be cheering for him, and they're happy for him. He definitely well-loved guy, especially amongst the rooks. I know Zion, really respected him. So yeah, in the end, hopefully.
But what I'm trying to say is, like, that could motivate them to propel to the next level too.
Yeah, true. Definitely, if it motivates them to work on the defense, then by all means, go for it. Please, guys, please.
Yeah, I guess let's wrap it up with that, though. Thank you again, as usual. Check us out on YouTube. YouTube has a lot more exclusive content, so check that out. Otherwise, we're on everything else: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, you name it. We global, baby. I guess Pelbros out at that.
Yeah, laters.